If you get every single stamp, you get medals at the end. So that's what we're trying to do.
First of all,
very wrong
please
here.
don't make fun of me.
There's so many weird things going on with PoE.
There's a lot of stamps, so we have a fair amount to collect.
I might need to fix that, but there's something weird going on where my guy, I never stop casting. It's not like I'm getting stunned. It doesn't feel like a stun. It feels like I don't know, the game is just dropping that I'm casting,
I think
and then it never
at
picks
the end
it back up until I release the button
there's
and
4
start casting again.
gold medals, because I think another name is called like the
I
4
don't know what it
rivers.
is.
So if you complete each river route, you get a medal.
Just get there and just put your fingerprint scan and they'll be like, oh yeah, get in.
I would get this easily at 9.
Surely I get that next week, right?
It's common with Spark, yes.
Come with me,
Something,
please, play with me.
Swing on up.
I don't know what it is. Sometimes
Habla mi bonito ángel, ¿cómo estás?
Perfect. So I'd probably put it like overall like a
What even is this?
9.5. And that might be harsher than some. But I mean, I am
powerful, man.
I wonder what we're coming up to.
Saying, what the fuck? I like to eat Thanksgiving, but it's okay. I love boiled food. And
It's
I know most
Pokemon,
people like
except we get stamps. Yeah, we gotta collect them all.
quest to blend in this game.
But I do.
Or it feels like
And
sometimes
this
they're
is
kind
about how I like to eat my own
Oh.
food, not you.
We have
the hell is
7
Battle Board?
stamps so far.
throwing fuss at you.
There might be 87 to
On one hand,
collect.
I want to get right next to them and
But like
murder
you
him.
have
On
to
the other
boil it.
hand,
It does look
If
nice.
you boil it
if I do that, I'm going to
Play.
die if I
Thank you
die.
for the prime.
Oh my god.
if you boil it in
Oh my god, it's so loud.
no
Pokemon.
nice extra version of boiled
Why was that one so much louder than all of the others?
a pinch of salt.
It's not like you just have
Now I want to listen to how the girls
like the farming's extensive.
I wonder if we're gonna get back
Pets.
right next to the water again.
You know,
This isn't the best view.
boil it in an arc like
For most of the day yesterday, we were like right next to the coast. With the little waves splashing up.
Oh my god, I love that.
Has Henry phoned you? Yeah, Henry. The Hoover checked in on us yesterday.
not just boiling things in water. I'm not just boiling things in water.
It's very steep on this side.
Oh, I can't even kill these guys.
You know,
Maybe if we go towards
Need
the
to cross
salt.
mega cards
Yeah,
here.
it's
Garlic, if you will. Oh my god.
if we go around that.
We might be juicing a little bit beyond our means here.
Boiled meat, yes, even boiled
But
meat.
Why do the
breezy.
plants make that sound?
Oh, it's field grass. Oh, yeah, I get it. I get it.
Alright, so it's 9 o'clock and we're just starting.
Billion DPS.
Oh my goodness.
We'll see
Look how much health this guy has.
how long today's ride
At
takes.
some point, the door.
The settings in the game.
Imagine if we would have put shrines here. You have 0 shrines. Or altars, I mean.
I hope check-in is a lot easier than it was yesterday.
My team is like kind of owning, aren't they?
Oh yeah, that works too.
It's definitely the right idea. This is what we want to be
Oh,
doing.
there's so many convenience stores. There's another one.
Completely absurd.
Throws you back when Rob
Bring
CD.
them into a cubby.
Like around Korea?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know exactly where Rob went, but
I'll tell you what, if we didn't have
he was
wine
warning
at
me
the
about a
village,
road that he was on in April that was still snowy and
Wine is the
icy.
problem.
Oh, so if you run too much, you start heating up.
So
Brat, because you're bragging.
I'm like, where was that, I wonder?
but I don't even know it's on the side.
Because we're currently on the East Coast going all the way to like the top, and then we need to get over to Seoul. And I feel like that is where the ice road was, because that's in like the mountains. So yeah, We'll have to decide if we're biking or
My
bussing
dad knows somebody that has their own.
Now we
call
now
it a
that was
legal.
even the
over
hard
that
part.
section.
Now we do the hard
It sounds like we probably should bus
Oh shit! I didn't even see
if
this
there
one.
was snow in April.
Where they
Go
make
get this other
olive
boundary.
oil.
Because yeah, biking in the snow and ice is
It's something, dude.
is not good.
All olive oil is
Double oil that spawned on the
Sunny, I like when mine boiled with
see
butter
that, Zebby?
added on.
Oh, look at all the Rob chins in chat.
That's nice. That's huge, actually. Thank you,
G
Jake.
silent? No.
Do I need anything? I think I.
Because yeah, I wanted to ride the whole thing and not have to get a bus anywhere, but we'll see.
While we're at it, maybe a question.
It's garbage pickup day.
What that is where you make olive oil.
Oh yeah, they like the electric buses over here. They're so quiet.
Yeah, this is awesome, but I need to be.
How do we know whenever we're fighting people versus
This is
bots?
awesome.
If you boil it in,
I think we're turning up here.
Now here comes the hard part.
Yup.
This is like
like the proper way, it's really. But you have to know how to boil food.
I don't know if I
And
have
it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, I do. Last portal coming in.
Like,
Yeah.
which one?
That was my fault. I should
We're
never
gonna
move
go
Okay,
before
honestly,
Zebby.
I
If I
love
move
it.
before Zebby, I think I
The jewelry is not worth it. It's like
We perfected it.
designer,
I don't know,
but
man.
bad quality. Like
I
all
know,
of the
like,
jewelry is literally made with
gastronomically
like
speaking,
manipulated
a lot of
something.
people don't know
I
a
would
lot
much
about
rather have
He's telling me to stop.
Wait, I have
But
built
let
a
me tell
fake
you
one.
something.
That is
Yeah, but we don't want to
the
cook it
same
now, do we?
material.
We have 3 breaches.
Um,
We only last 75 swings.
Made in Westwood jewelry.
Okay,
is
we're going inland right now.
Right. So we need to look to the left.
I did not anticipate this.
Proper boiled broccoli is top tier. No.
Yeah, it's
All
literally
in
better to
this
get knockoffs.
Oh yeah, house. Of course they got it.
Because the quality's the
Nothing wrong
same.
with boiled food. Just get to pick.
Yeah, obviously,
I don't think
because
this
it's my
area is
favorite.
open, Zebby.
I can't! Oh my god!
I don't think the breach
How many of these
scarab
are there?
difficulty
Oh, and I
area,
missed
It will be
it!
wet. You don't like your food wet? You don't like soup?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
which is fine. I still think we
Little
do the same
climb.
strategy, but I don't. That was definitely not harder than the last one.
Closing the door.
Oh, look at all these restaurants.
Jordan, how would you garden?
Get up. A lot of,
Sorry, telling you you're.
I'm using a DSLR. Canon 5D.
Hopefully when I have a day off, we can end up in a place like
Come here.
this.
I haven't been able to grab one.
Put some stuff around.
Language, jeez.
My guys, look at these really cute.
While you're asking me questions, and I don't mind you asking me questions. A is a garden.
Because for a genre, I think
The Central train station caught on fire.
startet die
Oh,
Outdoor-Saison. Endlich ist es wieder soweit. Der Frühling naht und somit auch. Sichert euch jetzt 20% Startrabatt auf ausgewählte
Thank
Sitzgruppen,
you.
Lounges, Liegen,
For the
Sonnenschutz und vieles mehr. Zusätzlich
Yes.
gibt's 5-fach Bonuspunkte mit der
morning.
Endloscard. Ob Stadtbalkon, Familiengarten oder privates Poolparadies. Entdeckt die schönsten Wohnzimmerideen für euren
Oh, du
Garten.
meinst
I can smell all the food.
Martin in eine unvergessliche
Vape
Gartensaison.
shop in flames. Oh.
Mobile Martin.
Okay, what the flip?
Willkommen im Refurb-Haus Top Marken.
Has that caused a
My
bunch
god.
of problems with the
Not you
trains?
actually
Probably.
studied the Taco Bell.
That's not good.
What the fuck?
This is Central Station too.
Who sent it? Wasn't fake out.
Another chicken and beer plate
go.
place.
but I still enjoy. If
Wait,
it's
chat,
got a
is this
sword in
real?
it, I'll probably enjoy it.
Thank you so much. What the heck? What the flip? That's crazy. I don't want a necklace. I was just messing with you because I thought you were messing with me.
I think the mix
Mom's
of
touch over there. It's like chicken sandwiches.
But I mean,
the extent that they have them, there are like 0 games that do it like medieval.
take
We do need to get some Korean fried chicken at some point.
I have a
It took us 6
belly
portals,
button
but
thing on my
we
wish
paid.
list.
So by the way, we
And I told
can't.
myself if anybody got it,
can't
then I
come
would get
back.
a piercing too. Because it's so cute. So that's like the only jewelry
We got
that
2
I
divines and
That's not saying
but
that game
don't
is
get it.
that we can.
I actually feel warm. Probably because I'm climbing.
Did I do that?
yo, we're getting so many rare maps. We should sell these. Run
Women
one
are
of the
making
old.
men yell
Yeah.
all the same.
Here we go again.
Not all. Okay.
God, has anybody
I'm not
figured
messing
out
with
why? Has anybody figured out why
Like
this
there's a Korean
button
barbecue
stopped
place when you just went
working?
past. That smelled pretty good.
Dynasty games that
It
Dynasty
works for a while and then it stops.
Think how we're
There's our blue line.
Anybody
We're
know
back.
why?
No, I don't know. That guy, I don't know what the hell that guy did.
It's the Discord overlay. I don't have the Discord overlay on.
35.
Oh my gosh, that was the first time that anybody sent me a treat though.
Snagoon
We'll see how it works.
Agu play.
Military zombie. I'm sorry. W3.
Stop working.
Galactic sounds good, dude.
Yesterday it got up to 10.
No contact with your
Why?
exes. Stop. Don't
The
listen
fact
to
that we're,
them.
I mean,
It doesn't work.
Fly around.
Oh wait.
Am I making a mistake?
This thing shoots so fast.
I missed lore. It's too late. I'm already gone.
It's because I changed my
Which was really good.
Might be the right way.
rows.
Ready for the next
But I
one?
didn't change like the command thing. Hold on.
It's gonna be
I
rough.
thought it was.
He hasn't really lost. Now he got sick, so he doesn't.
Alright. A little downhill
I
now.
knew that I forgot to change it somewhere.
Zevi
reward.
likes
I was
rough.
like, I'll find out when I
Zevi, what did you have from McDonald's? Let's talk about the important things.
I would say we would if I had that.
I really hope. Not yet. But when he does, I'll let you know.
Oh no.
20 nuggies,
They're getting closer.
2 large
If I miss
shits,
it,
Sorry, Kelly, not looking up around.
chicken mayo.
I've been not doing a super good job at
Yes,
it.
I'm guessing
I
in
said,
fat ass American
I'll start my
terms,
streams
20
at
nuggies,
4.
2 large chips is 2 large
But yeah.
fries.
I set my alarms for 3:50
Chicken
and I'm
mayos,
like,
I'm sure it's just 2
I'm
McChickens.
exhausted. That was only 4 hours of
McChickens, 3
sleep.
nuggies, and
And then I sleep until 5. Today I think I slept till
I
6.
can actually something else making.
Cool.
Dude,
Okay, I think we're doing good.
Reinstalled
Except
New
for the fact that I have
World
no
a few
heaters.
nights ago, played one OPR and then uninstalled it again.
This was good. I thought it was good.
I don't
Because
know
I
what
was
came
so tired.
the devil.
I just haven't been able to get to bed early enough.
That one works. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Maybe it's one of those.
No, I literally
Oh,
did. I
there's
don't know
2
what's wrong.
loose, 3 loose dogs.
Something's wrong.
God, I love McChickens.
I didn't get
Did you know, Zevi, in
I hate
America,
cooking food. I love food.
you can get 2 McChickens for $3.
The internet's bad.
freeze the snow.
So I didn't
You eat your nuggies cold.
Was there anything else?
I was thinking Zevi was Sadie, but we just got confirmation.
But I think I need to have a day off soon where I
Guys
just
over here
catch up on
eating
sleep.
cold
Oh
nuggies,
my gosh, that was
guys.
close.
I
The
think.
staircase that we have to go up and away. I'm on that staircase.
Honestly, that would be. Wait, okay. Wasn't a company was looking into
Any
buying
more
it
bad
though?
guys?
What game did they make?
Good idea, yeah. So not tomorrow, but maybe the next day. I might have
Oh,
a day
by
where I
the way,
sleep.
I forgot. Deselected eater. Honestly,
No one plays
problem
Get
is,
Someone Still
even
Goes.
if we
See,
click
that's
eater,
why.
we're gonna get shit on anyway.
I
So
think I'm gonna take off
maybe it's a good thing that we didn't do that.
down.
When
Nice,
it's
pretty
like
good.
about to go down for real, and I stream it one last
I'm
time.
pretty
I
annoyed.
get stream
The
stuck.
quietest
I
climbing.
like eating food. I don't like cooking food.
And then I'll say,
Cooking
I'm just gonna
food.
"Fuck this stupid
pull
children's
over at the
game."
bus stop.
I'm glad it's dead.
Or I made what medieval
Time.
needed, but
It takes
We saved that shrine for
and I don't have
the
any.
last.
I'm not a very nice person.
All right,
Cooking
where
food
is the
makes me mad.
mirage?
But, like, I want to eat now, not in 3 to 5 business days.
Is the internet okay? We were having problems with it earlier,
The combat stuff.
Oh, rest.
so maybe my Samsung needs a reset.
I feel like cooking
Hi,
is
David.
I guess let's make the rares harder or Cache of currency.
We have a
I
conflict.
guess
We
Cache
don't.
of
We don't. We're
currency.
good. We're good.
So how do we PvP?
Maybe should have done Rick. What do you think? Let's see how
We
good
don't.
this
We don't. We
Cache
don't. I'm really
is.
good at eating food. I'm
This
not
dog
nice.
shit.
I don't
Just
like
take
making
rares.
food. Making food makes me
Wait, there's so many.
But I do enjoy both games. Like I said,
That is smart, Ben.
okay, I'm likely going to
That is smart.
Okay, we got 3 breaches.
Oh my god, where the hell is this
Save that
cake?
for later.
It's kind of pixelated now and then.
Okay, I did it.
Take that map.
That being said, I will
Maybe
cook.
something
That
doesn't give you a
Cache,
reset.
that was pretty
Baby.
I've
bad.
never played Rust, so I don't
Can I
know.
just use my katana?
How do they expect us to get it?
Nuggies come cold anyway.
Oh, wait.
Hey, he's got a point.
I feel like I haven't
But our
played
current
enough
best
MMOs.
ops
That being said, I will cook it. No problem.
There's some that are shaped like bosses that you can win.
New World was my first MMO. I think that's why
Which
I
was
was
really
so
cute.
attached to it.
Some talk to you when
I
you
will
go
cook for
inside.
myself, but not for
They'll
others.
give you
I will not
info.
cook for other people. New card for you.
Which is cool.
Let's go up here. This would be the best spot for us.
I have derpy eyes?
Fine, okay. I'll reset my phones
Yeah,
to see if I
Also
could get the
should've never
internet a little better.
but I'm...
Everything's gonna break.
1. Start.
Hi, Crow. Oh no, I just got my new P6. Dang. Did you buy all of the
Trade update that Bell
the season pass with it?
It's a lot more
You
extensive.
might get lucky RNG.
Using new
I think a lot of people have been asking for like
Get good again. Fix this up here.
Yeah, that is definitely.
So the Sparky's Ricochet.
not a super
Taco
high
Bell's
chance
preparing
we
to
get it, but I
order.
mean, there's always a chance.
Oh my god.
They haven't really talked about what they're working on next. If they're
This one gives us a gun. Bully SMG.
but Bell Red has been pretty strong lately. I'm working on a
3, 2,
Oh wait, what is this?
1. Start.
play this summer, hopefully.
It's dark. It's really dark.
down?
Oh my god. I'm trying to get Odin to come on too. Zuki.
Are we
I
going
got to.
full circle?
Yeah. Oh,
Did it just repair it? I feel like I should have dropped it.
Jewelers, Lord. Excuse
What do I
me.
do?
Down there.
Oh no, this is it.
That was interesting. We just got
Did already?
Wait, I can get up.
Jewelers orbs, maybe more.
Oh my god.
New World hooked you in? Same.
That's my boyfriend's whole thing. Is
Okay, chat.
Oh shit, I have no.
Why not? Yelling is a way of life. Your mom was
Thank
down
you so
there?
much for the great friend. How's your streamer?
By the way,
I should.
oh, I see. The currency, yeah, you don't
If I
have
get
to
Taco
end it.
Bell,
The currency
$5
just
for
drops
ordering.
automatically.
Wait, what?
But if you go into another dark area, I want to be able to save that glow stick for
What
another
does that mean?
time.
What does that mean?
Oh my god, it's Peter!
Each
Hi,
level.
Peter!
So if I grab a double chunk
At the very
chocolate,
least, we'll be able to play some
So getting level 9, getting like level 9 currency each month.
Oh my god.
Invite DJ
I'm
Payne.
excited to get
wait,
back
this
to
thing
the-
sucks. Oh, they're in a different guild.
Okay, don't put me on page. I can see you and I'm scared.
I was thinking initially I might just use our old
Oh, it ordered it for me.
save on.
Yeah, it does it. It includes everything
10k
like
hours
the.
of PoE
all
will
of this
give you
stuff.
diabetes way faster than McShield.
So I basically
Yeah, but
free
here's
put
the
in
thing,
what I
though.
want, and
I think
then
a lot of people.
Makes me want to do a new
I think a lot of people don't realize everybody.
it's on a
not
cooldown.
everybody.
It's on a
A
cooldown.
huge majority
I think
of
you can
people are
like
doing
send
the
the
same
things that are like
thing.
marked as a dessert.
What's the difference between
Whenever.
sitting and playing PoE or
It looks like
sitting
it's
and
splitting internet now.
on the couch and playing?
I think you can send a meal every. It's like every 2 hours, though, which is
A
still
little bit
bad.
better.
Hi, Sager.
next to you.
Yeah. I have just like 8 or
playing Mario or sitting and staring at your phone at the couch or
Shout out to Saley.
watching TV, sitting and watching
was
TV.
connected to the Saley
Unless you
site
actually lead
when
an
I added my
active
internet.
lifestyle, yeah, let's take that.
So now we're on the Saley site.
Unless you actually lead a lifestyle, everyone's
If you guys are interested in you using an
sitting
eSIM,
down, being inactive in their free time.
you can use the discount code Sarah for 15% off.
Taco Bell. I actually miss the sentimental note so much. That was
Yeah, you sit at your desk job for 8 hours.
Guys, for the people that are new here with Women's Meet, big shout out to you. Every single day,
So you can
find
get things
me in
out of
your
your
room
pocket.
and give me a sentimental note.
Oh, there's a big mama up here.
What was
And this was going
8
on
hours?
like
Are we working
I
half
think
days?
before it even came into my
Now I'm cold after I took off that sweater because we're going downhill.
8 hours straight, 4 Taco Bell orders. Guys, I was just explaining how my teeth are. I'm gonna get 5 more cafes. I don't like tomatoes.
Give us a divin.
Wir wissen,
Where
dass
does the blue line
Slimy ass.
dieses Wissen, wie Hundetrainer sein funktioniert, auch haben möchten und eventuell als
What's
Hundetrainer
the
auch
last?
arbeiten.
Wait, there's 2 more.
Das heißt, wir haben das große
Holy.
Glück, wir dürfen
Okay.
jeden
There's
Tag
2
mit
more.
Menschen und ihren Kunden zusammenarbeiten.
Is
Und
it
das
trade
ist was,
tomatoes
was
that are
uns
on
natürlich
Margaret
extrem viel Freude macht.
Wir
Charlie!
sind
Gonna
Tina
use it when we
wir,
go to
wir
Sweden.
bilden Hundetrainer aus
Perfect.
und wir sind selber natürlich auch Hundetrainer.
Und genau deswegen wollen wir dich in einem
When is
kostenlosen
the Sweden
Infowebinar
trip?
über dieses Thema informieren. Also drück auf den Button und los geht's.
I'm not familiar with salad names, so I don't know.
This level of
which salad
juicing
it
is tough.
Do you like tomatoes, Shay? You freaky ass boy.
Once we
I put
do
chonkas.
this Ricci thing,
That's rich.
maybe we should
See, I gotta put some work in because now I'm cold from the downhill.
Do you have the correct Papa John's? I don't.
Yes, senor. Yeah, I do
These
feel
guys
that
are
way.
so effing
Jacob.
powerful. They're frying me.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you
Maybe we try from the top.
for some hotel help. Good night, Jacob.
Ooh, that sounds
Have a
good.
good sleep.
Italian salad composed of nice fresh mozzarella. Oh, you're still streaming. What the flip?
I don't even know if I'm
Yeah, I'm really, really hoping today's
for the
hotel
rain.
check-in is smooth. In the picture, it looks like there's a real reception, and I think it said 24-hour reception at this hotel, so
Good news, Zevi. After this, we have
Thank you.
another breach
we
that's
should be
even harder
okay.
than this
I've just
one.
been running around trying to get chests and stuff.
Yay, us.
Hi, Buzzy. Hi, Dash.
That Arthur guy is Satan.
It's going pretty successful.
Should I go for him?
alright, I'm very surprised we're actually not following the coast right now,
Okay, I'm
guys.
going.
It's pretty different than yesterday.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe
always
I'll like tomatoes once my frontal lobe or something.
There's no bathtub at this one. Or
You're always
bed.
lurking.
One more, 2 more.
So I should kill these camels.
Oh my god, that is not like expected to be here.
Is that what you guys are
They're
saying?
so turtles. Yeah. That looks like a chicken. I really like that.
It feels so wrong.
Yeah, this one costs $50 Canadian.
Butter's distracting me so much.
It somehow got turned off. I don't know how.
Oh my god, it scared me so much because I saw the light when I turned around.
I don't even know how it got turned off.
The sun.
You're really king. I'll hold on to it for you.
Hey, this is my ring that I'm wearing.
It is animal abuse.
Alright, one more.
Bone sword, I'm out of arrows.
Nuclear power plant.
I don't know how my aura got turned off. I don't know how
Okay.
Let's go fight this guy.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I find him and then I meet him. Hi, Scanner.
The sea stars are everywhere. They are very, very common.
Incinerate. That was a horrible decision. Holy shit!
This happened to me in another game.
The story went today I liked. It was like E24. That one had a lot of good options.
How did we win there?
Alright.
Well, hey, another one of my rings. The divine map again. Hey, we gotta shut off the stream before people copy what we're doing. 20 people here, divine life class. Space though. Nobody cares about training.
Did I just kill an innocent on the side over there?
Right. Here we go, a bunch more.
Alright, we're okay.
Is the breach tree still OP? I haven't gotten anything crazy out of the tree per se. If it's breach, the mechanic, you have to stop doing high things. Okay, I'm nuking him.
Oh wait, what was her talking?
Now we got some trucks behind us as well. Yeah, the clerk today was very nice. Too bad I didn't know what she was saying, but she seemed very excited. Green.
Talk to Pokemon and select all of them. The monster is a you can also quiz up other monsters. Which is ready to fall, and then the other species will know about it. If you need to them right. Yeah. Let's go, Jonathan. Let's go. Shoot. Goodbye. What? With the fire. I love it.
Now you have to stay up late. I know, I'm sorry. I'm ruining some people's sleep schedules. A little bit.
Oh my god, 3 divines in one map, boys. Temple, here we come. We're turning them into temples,
sorry, I'm
boys. 3 divines in one map. There are no more graphs.
That Momona we see today is not human. There's a reason we're not out there.
Yeah, we got some night owls.
I have no idea what it's going on, but
It's a nice loop that I can't pick up.
You do have a theory?
Point there.
Every time you start out with
Have any more?
Play it next step. Free now.
What if like every time from my unsafe zone becomes a lot of love?
I hear I'm gonna die here.
On my stream, it's like free added. It's just become a 6 levels of 7 and having the black time that that's what you make do, right? I love this party. I will never let it go.
I don't know why that happens.
Yeah, it's been a while, y'all.
eine KI-Plattform zum Erstellen von Apps.
Ja.
Für alle die, die eine Idee haben und entschlossen sind, umzusetzen. Beschreibe deine Vision und erlebe, wie sie wirklich wird. Du kannst planen, anpassen. Von individuellen Lösungen bis zu skalierbaren Plattformen für viele. Von Hobbyprojekten bis zu Enterprise-Lösungen. Alles ist integriert und bereit für den Launch. Es ist eine neue Welt des Erstellens, in der du so weit gehen kannst, wie deine Vorstellungskraft reicht. Kannst du es dir vorstellen? Lass uns deine Traum-App verwirklichen. Gleich jetzt.
Anyhow.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any room. I can't pick
Yeah,
that stuff
today's route, it's not the prettiest. So.
Brother, please hold us on. I think you will have to I'm hoping
Simulation slander. I want you to start Uncle Luna's last
I'm sure it'll change.
story about the time she used to want to play a video game, and it was just too fucking expensive. So there's this game called
Strike or not Strike.
Soul Hacker. We're usually out for like PlayStation 1.
You know what? We're gonna have it when who's hungry.
We'll have a 3DS sitting right over here. I was thinking to myself, man, can I buy this game anywhere? It doesn't seem to be officially selling on any storefront by Nintendo or the actual person.
Thing is, we could make this much more
third-party
difficult.
market. Maybe it's there for a reasonable price. Oh, look at that! For
There are many, many layers.
75,
I've been careful.
82.
As
We're
Wendy.
not even doing this on a night.
I don't know if I feel
We're not even doing this
paying
on
those
a
prices
PC
for a
and a half.
pre-owned 3DS game. Now, I'm not exaggerating on this. I would rather die. Like the title of this video implies.
Hey, stop flip. What are you gonna say? Come back and flip. What are you gonna do?
And the new pricing, I can imagine.
We are clicking multiple right now. That would be
I feel like they're gonna
with Sarah. That would make it much better.
Is that how you call it?
At least over here, we can
Women's like a pool.
Think about it, I'm good.
Aww, that sounds pretty cool.
Our first
thing that came out was just emulating. And we considered I want to play it on real hardware with real connectivity features and not set it
I believe yesterday we did.
offline mode. Now look, I'm sitting at my desk, okay?
It was supposed to be a 68 I attend to the day.
It's light of the whole
typically when these stop being supported by Nintendo or really anybody,
what I'm trying to say,
it's a great piece of hardware.
how many said just walk aside.
Expensive to go buy original hardware. Yeah, taking not too long ago, taking a called the A4, for instance, this little handheld that I'm using. And for the light version, that's $249. The light version, you can actually emulate, you know, 3DS games with that dual screen functionality. And you know what the super cool part of this stuff is too? If you have a Game Boy Advance game, you can actually run one Game Boy Advance game on this screen. That sounds kind of crazy to me. Or I want to trade between versions using the same device. So obviously, do I think that you should get an original 3DS or do you get a device that can emulate the No, I'm not going to use the language of the enemy. Installing your own applications is that really a lot of these Android handhelds, you know, in a lot of cases, you can pick them up cheaper than like a Steam Deck.
$20
That entire, like, you know, statement, and it seems like the anti-emulation community is pretty much just there.
And then the thing about it is how we
There's been a little bit of a rise for anybody that has
and the whole
Nintendo recently released Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Xbox One. for like 20 Canadian.
Look at all these
Each game now, for me,
The wallet is crying right now. The whole time, like somebody killed the ball.
However, I'm not going to buy an emulated version of a game that I can't speed up, or I can't even
Okay, that way I can see better now. But just letting you know, I'm not gonna mispronounce your name in the future.
It makes me wonder just how much misinformation sort of flies around.
Spray one and
Nintendo's Wi-Fi connection, which actually used to power the DS, actually ended up being unsupported. Like, you cut that shit. Thankfully, because of people that
Make one that
video games,
give her the chance.
adding to the DS and the DSi in a way where you actually don't even need to have a modded DS. You can just follow these simple instructions, modify the Wi-Fi settings, use this DNS, and you're playing online again without the help of Nintendo or anybody else. You know what? Community preserving video games. This is MMFI, which allows you to play games like Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver with full fucking online support. If you look at Mario Kart, not that I play this game anymore,
the burp is so subtle. I don't think you'll be able to hear me, right?
There's a whole amount of people playing Super Smash Bros. Melee online with each other using an emulator. And of course, let's not forget just net play and how important it is. Like back in the days of the original PlayStation 2 and Xbox, when a lot of those servers started going offline, projects like X-Wing Kai, Game Ranger, you know, there's projects like Insignia, which is actually brought back to the original Xbox Live for the original Xbox and emulators in such a fashion that both the people can play together now, okay? So if you have one buddy that's playing Halo 2 on an emulator and you're playing Halo 2 on an Xbox, you guys can play together. You know, in fact, right now as we speak, 80 people are online right now. There's 10 motherfuckers playing Counter-Strike right now on this system. There's people playing Halo 2 on this system. You ever played Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2? I have with other players on Insignia. So yeah, I kind of want to talk about this stuff because generally I don't like it when emulation gets a bunch of misinformation around it. But also, there's just a lot of games that end up getting re-released that don't even have the content that they originally shipped with. For instance, I love GTA San Andreas. It's one of my favorite games. Now, obviously, there's a definitive edition that's out there. If you go to Steam, for instance, and you look up San Andreas, which obviously it's a game very important to me, they used to actually have the original PC version on here. They don't actually have the original PC version that you can buy. The only one that you can buy is the fucking definitive crap hole for $80 Canadian. Now, granted, this comes with all three original, like, PS2 era games, and sure, they might be visually nicer, but they actually have severe audio loss compared to the original PlayStation 2 game. And not to mention the fact, when the music gets cut out from these games, that's actually a big chunk of the atmosphere, especially for a GTA title. And thankfully, due to emulation, you can actually play the game as it originally shipped out. You know, we're talking about gaming features. San Andreas came with a 2-player mode that, I don't know if many people understood, but there was actually 3 pickups in all 3 cities of the game. And if you knew where they were, you could basically go to them, connect a second controller, and you can actually play with your friends. Me and my brother used to put the, riot cheat code where everything was just going full mayhem, war everywhere, and we used to just survive in San Andreas together playing this game. It actually brings back a lot of nostalgia, actually. And a lot of this is still only possible now if you whip out the emulator. Now again, granted, you can still dig out the original PS2 hardware, but hardware eventually does die. Okay, there's not really a lot of PlayStation 2s that I can find right off the rip. There are some retro game stores that I can go to, but generally the quality on some of these PlayStation 2s is questionable at best, right? Like if somebody sells you a $50 PlayStation 2 and it looks like the previous owner literally stuck it between their ass cheeks, shit something into the disc tray, and decided gotta put that on the thing is, do you really want to be wasting your fucking money on that and calling it a day? Now, sit on up on Luna's lap again. Let me tell you a story of another game I wanted to actually play. Now, of course, earlier I was playing some Pokemon Soul Silver kind of at the very beginning of the game. Actually, just started emulating, but actually did ship with something known as a Pokewalker. I wanted to try this thing out again, but I was like, damn, $156 fucking dollars for Tamagotchi? I can actually experience a little bit of it on the actual emulator right over here. So again, a lot of stuff that I like to experience once again is at least somewhat preserved through this process. So let me walk you through another game. There's this game called Racing Lagoon, and I'm pretty sure nobody at Square Enix knows they even fucking made this game. But this is a $66, $68 on average, sometimes up to $100 Japanese-only PlayStation 1 game. Now, I have to buy the disc, and then I have to go and buy a Japanese PlayStation 1 because fucking region locking is a thing. But it's actually a great game. See, I love playing video games. I actually found out about this through some guy's online blog where they discussed this game and they talked about the story. Apparently, the story for this game, I'm actually playing through it right now. It consists of like government conspiracies, street racers. It's a street racing JRPG for the PlayStation 1, right? Like it's got the whole PlayStation 1 vibe. Music is immaculate. It takes you back to the 90s, and the story for it is just filled with again government conspiracies.
Large sections of the Nevada desert were divided into numbered zones for nuclear weapons testing at the nearby Nevada test site. One remote section near the dry lake bed was labeled Area 51. At the time, it was just a designation on a map. But in 1955, that empty section of desert became the location for one of the most secretive aviation facilities in the United States. During the early years of the Cold War, the United States needed a way to spy on Soviet military activity. Satellites didn't exist yet, so the CIA worked with engineers from Lockheed Corporation to develop a new high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft. To test it, they chose a dry lake bed called Groom Lake, deep inside the Nevada Test and Training Range. Construction of the base began in 1955. The aircraft being tested, there was the Lockheed U-2. Early prototypes were secretly transported to Groom Lake in pieces and assembled at the new facility. The plane could fly above 70,000 feet, far higher than most aircraft of the time, and often beyond the reach of radar defenses. From the ground, these flights sometimes appeared as small, glowing objects high in the sky. Because the program was classified, many of those sightings were reported as UFO encounters. Later, the facility also played a role in developing stealth aircraft technology, including early testing of the Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk. Today, Area 51 remains an active U.S. Air Force testing facility, and much of what happens there is still classified. But its role in developing some of the most advanced aircraft in modern aviation history is now well documented.
It's one of the reasons why I haven't even bought an Xbox game on physical disc at all. I would have loved to buy a copy of Starfield or even Oblivion Remastered, but I didn't because Xbox doesn't release those games fully on disc physically. I think the only developer right now or publisher that releases their games fully on a disc is probably just PlayStation, and even then, I think that shit might be fucking fleeting at this point. But that's kind of my stance on it. I think if you're a gamer, the last thing you ever want is utilizing emulation, because it's really just through emulators that a lot of people are actually able to play older fucking video games. And it's not just emulators bringing back old video games, bringing them back with even online functionalities, but for a lot of people that love shit like achievements, and I really do like achievements and trophies, like I'm not as big of an achievement hunter as I was like when I was a teenager. Obviously as age has come by, but I love whenever the fucking achievements pop up in the corner and I'm chasing after a little digital checklist. I get that much. I like it.
Dang, so
and a lot of sites like Retro Achievements allow you to input this into a repository of 10,000 plus games across various emulators and different various different game systems, and actually let you play games like Resident Evil 2 again with achievements to kind of shoot for, right? That is the stuff that I really believe is watching. And it's one of those things with like this emulation like phrase that I'm so defensive and like adamant of it, right? I think if you're a gamer, especially if you're somebody that is like a young gamer, like if you're like 18 years of age or like your 20s, you know, it's crazy to think, right? Like with Resident Evil 9 happened, I think if you were 19 now, you have to be like
we are 15 minutes from
or whatever, or 13 when like Resident Evil 7 came out. So you were actually not even born when, you know, the original PlayStation 1 versions of those games came out. So I think it's important to have emulators like still be around and still be easily accessible, because it lets people just download and file onto their computer and relive an era of
Do you believe in aliens?
that normally would be prohibitively expensive for them to access if they had to rely on purchasing hardware in the actual physical discs. Buying old PlayStations and buying old PlayStation games or buying old games and hardware does no benefit to the actual industry other than these third-party resellers that are gouging the shit out of these to begin with. I used to somewhat buy original, like, you know, I used to buy old PlayStation 1 games, I used to buy like some old PS2 games, but that purchasing for me has dried up simply because of how much some people actually charge for them. I'm not going to pay $100 for some hackers on the 3DS, especially when I know Atlas or none of the people are benefiting from that. I will, however, get it somewhat on my actual device here and play it on a 3DS like handheld, because I can just put pretty much my entire library on this and carry it around anywhere that I go. And not only that, the actual screens on this, the controls on this, are substantially better than even original hardware in some cases. So, it's just a net positive to have emulation be a thing, but I still am not, I'm still shocked we live in a world where it's just constantly being like eternally demonized in some way. Look, emulating is great. You know, there's games like Bloodborne that'll never be re-released for PC.
So have you ever
given
been
a 60 frame patch, but if you get yourself a PS4 and you know you spend like a couple hours, I even show you how to do this on my channel. You can get Bloodborne running with 60 frames per second and play the entire game all the way through, even accessing some of those like online-based dungeons through like third-party tools, and just have the game right there. And the thing about emulation is it's something that is preserved till basically the end of time. Emulation is just software, and software you can download decades down the road on whatever future operating system you need and have a good time. And the thing about it too is like it's gotten so easy that anybody, I think the technical barrier for emulation is so reduced when handheld PCs are a thing now, and downloading one script programs that basically take care of literally every aspect of the installation of the emulator, the file structure, the various CRT filters some people enjoy having. All of the stuff is done pretty much
in today's video. I'd like to thank today's sponsor, you guys. First off, thank you guys so much who's been donating to Patreon every single month, and thank you for everyone who's been also buying the Explain merch. This goes a very long way. So unlike other channels, I do not receive a lot of brand deals, so it costs a lot of money to fund these videos, and I have team costs and production costs that are pretty high. So all the money you give me covers all of this. So team costs, like my mom who runs my Explore Crew store, or like my editor who edits all these videos, or my graphic designer who makes all the thumbnails, or even my brand manager who does all the behind the scenes business stuff, or like production costs or things like my flights, my foods, my hotels. I don't stay in 5-star fancy hotels either, or more production costs are like my cameras, my drones, my film permits.
And they basically
it all adds up. So whether you support my Patreon or my Explore store, check both out please. So for example, my Explore store, we have tons of merch. We don't just sell hoodies, we sell stickers, t-shirts, shorts, and if you just don't want any of that, maybe you want to be a Patreon supporter in general. We have reward tier lists, we have a private Discord where I chat to all you guys personally on there, our own club, it's all there guys, all this goes a long way. Check out
purchase into things like artificial intelligence. Like
do you believe
I think a lot of these retailers are using AI to see exactly what time, which plays people are buying things, and dynamically pricing things, not regional pricing, not like, hey, the cost of living is a lot higher in this area, like people's salaries are higher in the United States, as opposed to, I don't know, some random like known European country, so let's price things a little bit different so that people here can afford getting their salary in relation relation to people there. No, dynamic pricing is one of those things where a lot of these companies use AI to sort of look at like what the surge timings for things can be, what they can price for. I think that is really disgusting behavior, and I think it should be illegal if some individuals are unnecessarily paying more, even in their same region than some other user is, because these people have found out how to min-max the money on individuals. And one of the reasons I kind of talk about this with emulation is that even when it comes to games being re-released and officially
despite its real role in developing experimental aircraft, Area 51 eventually became famous for something else entirely, aliens. Much of that reputation can be traced back to a man named Bob Lazar. In 1989, Lazar appeared in a television interview claiming he had worked at a secret facility near Area 51 called S4 facility. He said the government was studying recovered extraterrestrial spacecraft and attempting to reverse engineer their propulsion systems. The claims were never verified, and investigators have found no confirmed records showing Lazar worked at the base. But the story spread quickly and helped cement Area 51 as the center of alien conspiracy theories.
We just go back to the world of original emulators for the PS2 era. Hell, honestly, if you're a gamer that's young, pick any system that you never experienced in your life. Honestly, I'll start you off PlayStation 2. Pick any system, go in there, find the top 10 games, play them, and honestly compare them to stuff that releases nowadays. I'm pretty sure I think most gamers, even of today's day and age, will find that older titles were just a lot better in general. And honestly, a lot of those older titles are only available because emulation exists. Because a lot of these companies do a dog shit job of preserving their older libraries as compared to the fucking game. Anyways, rant done, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna go play some more Racing Lagoon. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be a wild one. This might be a pretty controversial video here. I like a video game that it seems nobody does. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 months ago I made a video where I thought that Marathon, that game that Bungie was releasing, that live service extraction game, looked like uninspired
stuff that doesn't make sense.
A lot of that, really at the time, I meant it. I actually thought that game didn't really look that great. You know, honestly, being somebody that played a fair bit of Destiny 2, not somebody that was like knee-deep doing every single raid and expansion, but I really enjoyed the game. I figured the worst part of that game, for me at least, was the PvP. I sucked at it, everyone kept knocking me out, and I figured if I was going to play a game from Bungie centered around it, I wouldn't want to play with other players, okay? Yeah, I'm just going to eat crow and say that I actually really enjoy this game.
Do you think this camera is somewhere in the screen around it?
And you know what? Some people might be like, Buddha, how dare you? How dare you? I thought you were going to avoid it! I thought you were not going to play the slot. But here's the thing. A few week ago really, they had this thing called the Marathon Server Slam, which was like a demo for the game, so I was like, fuck it, I'll download it, give it a try. And I actually had a fair bit of fun with it. My friends really didn't, but to be fair, my friends were like knee-deep in Escape from Tarkov. So unless something is as anal as that game, I don't think anybody's going to be switching over to Marathon, and I really don't care. So before I begin this video too, I just want to start off by saying that I don't have any paycheck by Bungie or Sony. And I'm saying this because it feels like anytime you talk positive about a game, somebody's going to tell you that you're a fucking shill. So I'm going to legally fuck myself if I actually did get paid by saying that I did not get paid. So if you can discover any evidence that I was paid by Bungie or Sony, report it to the FTC, and I will get a big-ass fine delivered right to my fucking doorstep. But anyways, I spent my own money on this, so I figured I might as well kind of talk about it, because really the discourse surrounding this game is just about the fucking Steam charts. Now, there's a bit of things to criticize with Marathon. There's a couple things I'll get into. I think the monetization is kind of dog shit. Just the amount of stuff they put into the battle pass, being like little charms and stickers. Stickers in the game that you can't even freely apply to every weapon. You can only apply it to them one at a time. I don't know why Bungie went down this road, but even Rainbow Six Siege isn't this level of crazy monetized. But thankfully, they've kind of addressed these things literally within 24 hours, which I thought was a pretty cool thing. But the other thing that came out with this whole like discourse was the fact that the player counts have become a huge source of contention for this game. Now we all talked about games like Concord, High Guard, a lot of these live service games that tend to fail. Now I think all live service games are not necessarily the best. Not necessarily awful. There's live service games that I've played like Destiny 2, Grand Theft Auto Online,
Yeah, I've seen the in my
Rainbow
rearview
Six
mirror.
Siege that I've actually, that I actually enjoyed. Games like Counter-Strike, Global Offensive or Counter-Strike 2 now, I do enjoy. Games like Escape from Tarkov can be pretty fun from time to time. Games like Arc Raiders. There are good examples of good live service games where actual developers release good content as the seasons pass, and these games don't tend to die off.
We're just making sure he's good.
Steam charts for Marathon have been a pretty big point of contention. Basically, the all-time peak so far has been 88,000 players on launch day. And a lot of people have been looking at this and thinking, whoa, Sony's gonna can the game. It's a failure, Muda! So, of course, obviously, if you look at this chart, you can see that it drops at night to 31,000 players.
So we came up to
yes, I was playing this game literally at 3 in the morning. I would know. And, of course, it goes back up to like 60,000, 78,000 earlier today. And, of course, it gets back down as, of course, the day comes to sort of a close, right? And, of course, it's probably going to rise again when it's like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock Eastern. So, yeah, it ebbs and flows. Now, to be honest with you, I think these numbers probably could have been a little bit higher. Like, I think probably should have been seeing 3 figures, but I don't think it's low enough to fail. People have been calling this game Concord, and if I... To give you guys the context here, Concord has never seen over 700 fucking players on Steam at any given time.
This isn't the one that I used to know.
I'm not going to sit here and like sort of fucking, gaslight myself into saying, oh, if it's 88,000 on Steam, it's probably 20 million on PlayStation. Honestly, if I had to guesstimate, it's probably maybe the exact same amount. You're probably looking at a total of 100 to 200,000 players on this game.
All right, so we ditched the car and now we are taking the trail
like
up.
all-time sellers on like Steam for like a day or two. And then of course, I didn't see it really hit that well on PlayStation. And Xbox numbers are generally so low when you add it to the pool that it just becomes like a rounding error. That's not to be offensive about it. That's just kind of how this goes. That's the realistic way to view it. So when you look at a game like Concord getting 700 players on Steam,
the trail climbs nearly 2,000 feet in elevation, and much of it is steep and exposed. Large sections of the mountain are almost straight uphill, forcing hikers to climb loose rock and narrow ridges as the trail winds toward the summit. What starts as dry desert terrain at the base often turns into cold alpine weather near the top.
I don't think it's fair to compare this shit to Concord. I also don't think it's fair to compare this to something like High Guard, which was a free game, hit 97,000 players, and immediately the next day dropped without ever seeing a fucking revival at all. Marathon has done a pretty decent job of like retaining players that drop off here and then come back the next day. And also considering the fact that this is an extraction shooter, it's already sort of a very hardcore game where again stakes are very high. It's not something like Call of Duty where some guy can jump in, play for like a couple hours. You can do that in Marathon, but the whole thing is about collecting loot and then putting it all on the line, gambling it away with other players in an extraction area. So I think it's already kind of a niche game. It's kind of a hardcore game, and generally speaking, to be completely upfront, I think it's doing a pretty good job. But again, I don't really care what the player count for this game is because ultimately I'm having fun with it, and I also don't have any money invested in Sony or Bungie by that extent. That I actually benefit from this game succeeding or failing. You know what I mean? Like I'm just playing the fucking video. The one negative thing that I would have to say about this game is I have to play it on the Windows computer, mostly because the anti-cheat doesn't support Linux. I wish Bungie would support Linux, but anti-cheat on Linux is such an issue that I can understand why developers don't flip the switch, okay? Anti-cheat solutions on Linux are not perfect, they're not as invasive as Windows, and I'm pretty sure for a game like this, you want to have as less cheaters as you can. And one thing that I've seen from Bungie is they have like a zero-tolerance policy on cheaters, so apparently if you cheat once in this game, you get fucking banned. Now when it comes to the, like the Steam charts discourse, there's games that are doing substantially better right now, like Slay the Spire, which has done apparently 430,000 people at its peak. In fact, actually 526,000 people literally today. Wow. So this game is absolutely thrashing Marathon. And, it's cool to see, right? Like, indie games winning over the big AAA guys. But I'm one of those people where, like, look, at the end of the day, I bought this, and I'm playing it on my Steam Deck, and I'm mostly playing Marathon on my actual gaming computer, so I'm actually enjoying the time that I'm at. Now, here's the thing that I have about Marathon, as much praise as I can give it, and as many hours as I can put into it, I have one issue with the game, and I feel like they could have probably made it a $70 game if Marathon or Bungie actually decided to make like a full-fledged title. And that camera's would have been received a lot better than just being an extraction shooter.
We
One
are
of the
at
things
the
that
top.
I remember back in the days of like Halo Reach, when Bungie released a game, you would get the campaign, you would get a multiplayer, you would get like a firefight, you would get like map editors, custom the games, you would basically get the whole shebang in a $70 or a $60 package at the time, and everyone was happy. I feel like this would have been such a perfect, like, slam dunk for Sony if instead of just making an extraction shooter, they were like, make a full-priced Bungie shooter where you actually have a campaign, you have an arena multiplayer, and you have the extraction on top of it. Literally 3 game modes in a game, everyone can be happy. And honestly, I think for a company like Sony that's already invested so much money into Destiny, at that point, what is the problem, right? This would have been great. They would have probably had like another new trilogy, something like Halo 1, 2, and 3, but with Marathon 1, 2, and 3. The thing about games like Marathon is like, one thing that I like about this game is just sort of the style around it. I don't know if it's the art style that's hitting, or the UI, or the menus. The world building is actually pretty peak in this game. Like, I'm actually reading the codex entries. I'm actually focused on like the lore surrounding Marathon. And 10 months ago, when I made my video surrounding this, I did actually play through Marathon 1 to 3. They're actually free on Steam, and I was actually blown away by how much of Halo's DNA literally came from the first Marathon game, even, right? And the lore, the storytelling, everything like had me hooked for the weekend that I put into that entire franchise, the 2 weeks that I played it. So to me, I think Marathon is pretty sweet. I would have actually hoped that this game would have just come with like some single player component attached to it, some co-op component, and I believe the last map they're releasing in like 2 weeks isn't even like an extraction shooter. It's like where you bring in your high prize loot to fight some of the craziest raid enemies.
So this is what's called
ADSB. Again, that's just kind of like speculation here. Like they've almost got like full ARG over here where you can actually look at like special websites like Cryo Archive Systems and sort of get like an idea of what like that last raid area sort of looks like over here. Which again, it kind of reminds me of like the Denise arc from Halo 2. Like they kind of have these arcs going on, which I think are super duper interesting. But again, ultimately the end, it is an extraction shooter, and for somebody that necessarily doesn't like extraction shooters, because personally I started out with something like I started out with playing Escape from Tarkov. It never clicked with me because it's just way too hardcore. A lot of my friends love that game. They love everything about it. For me, I just find it to be too much. Most of the times I'm looking at menus, I'm walking around the map, and of course anytime an engagement happens, I suck so much ass that I usually get dinked within a second, and I'm gone. But for something like Arc Raiders, which was like a game that I actually did kind of get into, it didn't really stick with me either all that much. It was a great game. I just felt like there wasn't really anything about it that was sticking to me. I didn't really understand the lore surrounding it. I didn't really get much of the game, and the missions that it offered really didn't excite me. Whereas with Marathon, I actually have been reading the lore entries. I have been actually like doing the missions. I've been getting into the game. So to be honest with you, I think it's the actual extraction shooter that's properly clicked. And will I stick around? I think at this point, probably, at least for this season. Again, if they keep things going with season by season, maybe this might be like my next Rainbow Six Siege, where it's like mainly the only like PvP game that I play. Again, I'm a weird kind of gamer. Listen guys, I play shit like this, and then in bed when I'm with my Steam Deck, I'll play Slay the Spire, or I'll play fucking, Racing Lagoon, like a PlayStation 1 racing RPG from Squaresoft back in the day, okay? I'm a weird guy when it comes to it, okay? If you want my game gaming advice, if you want my gaming recommendations, you're on a very weird side of the internet, okay? But ultimately, I want to kind of talk about the view count discourse or like the Steam chart discourse in a way like this too. I'm a huge fan of a game known as Rainbow Six Siege. Still am. Like, I'll still play Rainbow Six Siege. But if I dig up the Steam charts for you guys really quickly, it is not a perfect game. So, like, for instance, me and Kyle ended up buying this game on launch day. I remember when it launched, the game had like 18,000 players. This, by far, is like a fraction of what Marathon currently has. And this is from like Ubisoft, right? But again, I thought this game was going to be dead literally after like a month or two because almost nobody was playing. But, you know, Ubisoft did stick around and actually did release a whole slew of seasons. I would say to me, this is probably the best example of like a live service game where every season I was hyped for the new operators, the new maps, and it grew to a game that hundreds of thousands of people play. And in some cases on a daily basis. So again, just because Marathon's numbers don't necessarily look great, it's not that the game is dead, it's just that I think Bungie has to do a lot in order to make sure that the game retains players. You know, honestly, it's not perfect. Games like Destiny 2, the last game Bungie released, is currently not reviewed well by its community, because if you actually look at Destiny 2, for instance, just look at the amount of content on the game. Like, the last expansion that I was on was Nightfall. Bro, you got the last Shape, you got Renegades. I mean, trying to purchase and figure out which Destiny expansion you need or don't need is one thing. The other thing is how much of the content is being removed from this game anyway. And if you look at the Destiny 2 Steam charts, it's ripped, man. I mean, it's literally the lowest it's ever been. 10,000 players right now. Like, it's actually legitimately the lowest it's been. It hasn't peaked for quite a long time. This game is not the same game it's been a year ago. And ultimately, I think people are a little bit cautious with something like Marathon simply because Bungie has made some pretty stellar mistakes. But I think Bungie's still got the sauce. I think they can still actually make it work. And ultimately, it is just up to them to succeed in this case. I think for me, what's really just annoying is it's not so much the negativity or the toxic positivity in gaming. It's just like, this game just came out. It seems like it's very well reviewed by the people that are playing it, except that there's just the amount of individuals that are so hyper-fixated on these numbers that, again, for them, seeing this game fail before it actually even has a chance to fly off, or before these people have actually even played it, it's just, honestly, it's weird. It's kind of tough, you know, I want to talk a little bit about this game because I've been literally playing it the last 2 days, and I wanted to get this whole thing out of my system. But yeah, I've been enjoying Marathon. I think it's a pretty decent title. Would I recommend you buy it? Probably not off the rip, especially if you're not like an extraction shooter or a fan. Even though I kind of said that I wasn't a fan of some of the most popular extraction shooters, I will say that if you are somebody that is more single-player focused, maybe give it like a couple weeks until like the final map comes out, see what the community consensus is, and then probably pick it up. Honestly, the best thing Bungie could do is probably set up a few free weekends so people can just come in, test out the game, and then, you know, if they want to buy it, they want to buy it. But that's pretty much just how it comes down to. Yeah, I've been enjoying Marathon. I've been having a good time. And I don't think it's sort of the end of all, you know, games. You know, if you look at the most popular, like, if you look at the most popular, like, extraction shooter, or one of the most, like, popular ones, here's Escape from Tarkov, released on Steam, 47,000 players max here. Sure, there's a lot of people playing from, like, the actual Battlestates game launcher, but again, I don't think these numbers are the biggest telltale you'll ever find, right? I think as long as retention remains, I feel like Sony will probably be there for it because it's definitely doing a lot better than Concord. It's definitely doing a lot better than High Ground. But ultimately, it's up to Bungie, right? Bungie is the one that decides if this game fails or if it wins. I think they have a pretty decent game right now, a pretty good extraction shooter. It's just a matter of them to stick around and you know, make sure that the next season is good and the season following that is good. Because if they falter at any point, this game dies. And then, to be honest with you, Sony might actually question if they want to keep Bungie alive.
How do you
or
know
if
if
they
they'll blast us
don't.
with
But
a horn?
anyways, ladies and gentlemen,
They
if
just
you like
do it
the
if they
stuff, please
want?
like, comment, and subscribe, just like me, just like
Four times I've been out here, they haven't done it. But
okay.
I got it for a solid.
Oh no! Microslop is ready, man! They shut down their Discord!
Okay.
You know,
Look at
ladies
us,
and
dude.
gentlemen,
There's
nothing
way too many
brings
of us
joy to my
rolling up.
heart than
Now
seeing
the
the
next
actual
guy?
big corpo mad.
Have you ever rolled up
because
this many
we're
cars?
not dealing
Or
with
is this
their
normal?
nonsense anymore. So again, this is just a goofy thing to start off with, but
Okay, yeah,
actually
this
today's
is-
video is a little bit about defending
insane.
Microslop.
Wait, so
I know,
this-
coming from my channel, that's probably
We
gonna
can't get
blow your
closer.
mind. It's like, wait a minute,
nobody's
the
in this
fat
guard
Indian
jack.
guy
There's a
has to
bigger guard
defend
jack
them?
further back.
Well, it
That's where
turns
the
out
vehicles
that,
usually
ladies and
stop,
gentlemen,
and
yesterday
usually
I got a
there's
whole
some
bunch of like
staffing.
messages aimed towards me like the
Usually
last few
unmanned.
days.
Sometimes that's
Where
people
everybody's
going
like,
out,
Luna,
but
did
it's
you
rare.
hear about
Look at that, listen what
Windows
it says.
12?
Give us
And I was
some.
like, whoa, wait a minute, Windows 12? What are you
Air Force
fucking talking
install-
about there?
installation,
Wait,
warning
wait,
no
whoa,
trespassers.
we have degraded
Photography of
Windows
this area
11
is
so bad,
prohibited.
you tell me they're coming out with another Windows 12? So I decided to put on the research goggles, and I looked down the rabbit hole, so you don't have to, ladies and gentlemen. Is Microsoft bringing the next evolution of slop
I
to
know
launch
somebody who
here,
did that.
or is
Yeah.
this just
So,
bullshit
if a car's
lies?
pulling up and a
Now
driver is
obviously,
scanning
look,
their badge, the badge
I
reader
think
faces
this
way.
video
When they hold the
is
badge
going
up,
to
it
be
faces this way.
debunking some
If
of the
you're over
lies
there,
that we see from
you can
big
get a
media
shot
talking about,
of their
shit. I think it's really easy to shit on Windows, okay?
Dude,
But I also don't think that what we're about to read is entirely wrong anyway. So anyways, for anybody that doesn't know, there is a site called PC World, and they talk about Windows 12. Now, obviously, as of now, they said the article they made is a translation of some German article by PC Welt, and it does not meet their standards, and it shouldn't have been published.
Dude, so I'm gonna
Basically,
ask
these
you,
guys
'cause you
rely
live in
on
Rachel,
auto-translators in their
Alright, so you
network,
live in
and
Rachel,
for
so
some reason
have
they
you ever
just
seen
didn't
any of the camo
they
people
didn't even
go,
like do
like,
basic
have you ever
fact
seen them around
checking
your area?
into seeing if Microsoft was announcing Windows 12,
can't really
who
tell.
was
I
the
mean,
fucking
they'll
source
come and
for this.
go,
Remember,
but they
things
really
get
stick
leaked in the
on
technology game all the time. Sometimes the leaker is somebody totally reputable,
Okay.
and sometimes it's the crackhead, okay? Generally speaking, you don't want to take what the crackhead is saying and seriously whatsoever. There's a lot of crackheads I know that are telling me
So what's
aliens
something
are going to invade the
interesting
next
about
day.
living
Would I
in
like to
Rachel?
make a video
You're-
on it?
you're as close as you
Absolutely.
can
Would I
if you
like
want.
to get probed by
It's-
aliens?
you
Absolutely.
never know who's
But you
going
have
on.
to be able to
Just like you
understand
guys.
what source you
Right.
can and cannot take.
Not only that, and
So to
I
give
got
you
to
an
hang out with
idea,
my dad.
here's what
Commander
was actually
Leonard
kind of
Space
talked about,
Station.
okay? One of them was apparently
still hang
Windows
out at Kennedy
12
Space
is
Center.
going to be introducing, and actually they called it Hudson
you just
Valley
hear
Next,
15,
and apparently it was going to be
20
built
minutes
on
of what
something
they have
known
to
as
say, and they
Core
take prescriptive
PC,
questions.
which for anybody
To
that
actually
doesn't know what
sit
Core
down and,
PC
like,
is,
have
it's
a
kind of been
drink
announced
with
like years ago. It's kind of
Chris
like
Hadfield, one of the most
core
epic,
operating system that
reputable
powers
astronauts.
Microsoft
It's
stuff,
just-
right?
I don't know, that's
And
a high
again,
point of my
it's usually something that is being built upon, so Core
Can you see
PC
the
basically
experimental
is at the
stuff?
center of
Even just
everything
the
Microsoft
activity
related, whether it be Windows, whether it be Xbox OS, whether it be anything in the AI game, whether it be anything with their
And there's
Linux
a lot of that. We
distributions.
just have
Yes,
red flag
Microsoft does have
And,
their own
you know,
Linux
that's always
distributions.
very
There's like a
accurate.
core integral part.
And
So
it's
they
nice
said
waking
that
up and
AI
seeing
was
A10s
apparently
buzzing
a
around,
foundation
getting
for the
harassed
operating
when
system.
F-22 or an
And this is that
F-15 while you're having
Copilot is
coffee.
evolving from an optional assistant to a central control instance.
people that
Operating
accidentally crossed
system-wide
boundary on
will
dirt
replace
roads
selective
exploring
AI
before,
functions.
and they've
Now,
been
again,
detained.
obviously
They have been
this was
escorted
scary
out.
as well. Anybody that has used Copilot will probably tell you it is basically white-labeled ChatGPT. And in my
Nothing too
opinion,
much.
I think
They get a
ChatGPT is like the
fine.
fucking
You
worst
don't-
AI that you
if you
can
do it
probably
repeatedly,
get your hands
you're
on,
gonna
okay?
get
It's
trespassed
actually a
from
lot better for you
everything
to use
federal
shit
you
like
can
probably
imagine.
Grok,
Something like going into
because
the
at least it's
library,
connected
post
to like
offices
recent
or anything like
sources.
that without
Something
getting
like
felony
Claude,
just crossing
anything but
threshold.
ChatGPT, okay?
Then
I would
they take
trust
it
the
very seriously. They
crackhead
take
sooner than I'd trust ChatGPT. The other thing was the NPU requirement and minimum requirement of 40 tops. Well, what is a top, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you ever go to the store and you look at those Copilot Plus PCs? It's like the special brand of like, you know, the Windows computers where like the CPU has a little AI like component added to it, so it can do local AI stuff instead of relying on the cloud as well too. Now I'm usually a fan of this shit. I think if AI is going to exist and it will in the world, instead of relying on us to go to like these frontier AIs and like give up our information, this shit should be happening locally on our device as much as it can, okay? I like using
So
Let's Play Live because anything that I see the Big Frontier guys do, I generally can do with about 80% of the efficiency with a local artificial intelligence, which honestly is great enough for me, and it means that I don't give up my data to like some random Joe Schmo on the other side of like the country, and they're able to like scan my information and do God knows what with it, right? So the other thing was they were going to radically design efficient performance and memory management, which again makes me fucking laugh, because if anything, Microsoft might be more bloated than a Buddha from Left 4 Dead, okay? Like this shit is insane, it's that bad. Anyways, you can see why I didn't immediately jump on this, because again, I like to shit on Microsoft, but I like to shit on Microsoft
just could even put my
while being 100% factual, okay? So I looked into what their sources for this shit was, and what was hilarious about it too was that it ended up being like a circular source. And what that means is basically they were sourcing to a source that kind of sourced to the original source. And again, if it sounds confusing, basically the original point of the story that I could find was something from like tech4gamers.com, and I looked through this for like all of 5 seconds and I realized, wait a minute, they're linking to PC World, and they're just relinking the same information. There's like no actual source mentioned in this entire post. It's just insane. And again, obviously the guys at PC Gamers were like, yeah, we messed up with that Windows 12 article. Yeah, we're sorry. Which again, it's fine, right? Like, you know, I'm glad that they apologized for it, but then I looked even further. So the actual, like, original point of the thread apparently came from, like, this Windows forum thing. Where if you're looking at this thread, there's something that I like to call ChatGPT eyes, where eventually you can see how things are formatted, like the end dashes, the constant fucking bullet pointing. This was written by Copilot probably. Copilot wrote this, I have to say. But here you can see that obviously they talk about Copilot being baked into the system, mandatory AI, and of course, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, things like subscription services. So instead of purchasing Microsoft Windows' license, you therefore buy a subscription service. Now, the reality of it is, I actually don't think this is so far off from the future of Microsoft, simply because if you look at where Windows 11 is right now, it's already showing signs of whatever this AI science, article is about. The other thing is, literally last year, Microsoft talked about evolving into an agentic operating system. And what that basically means is that the future of Windows is not something where you use a keyboard and a mouse. The future, according to Microsoft, is you probably talk to your computer, right? You type a command, you type something in a natural language, and the computer will interpret that as a function, right? So instead of saying, hey, Microsoft, instead of like going out on my computer, opening up the internet browser, and then, you know, searching for something, I just ask, you know, Copilot, tell me something about what I'm looking for. And then it'll do all the searches for you. And then from there, you can say, oh, interesting, can you put that into a blog post and then auto-post that on the internet for me? Now, the goal is the AI is going to write a blog post, format it to HTTP standards, and then upload that file somewhere for somebody else to grab. All of this is done by artificial intelligence that lets any human being do complicated tasks with just one command. Now, do I fucking believe that's the future? Microsoft definitely believes it's the future, but I think it's going to lead to a world where more of this misinformation happens. The only reason this Windows 12 video happens is because the internet now is basically just a level of slop that we could never honestly imagine before. You know, 10 years ago, the internet, like, honestly, probably 15, 16 years ago, when we looked at things like deep web browsing or nostalgic web browsing, it was crazy because you could see human written stuff on the internet, right? Like, human beings were actually writing the HTML, posting that on the internet. Now, it seems like most of the sources that you find on the internet, most articles, most even forums, right? Like, it's crazy. Like, I stopped reading forum threads. I stopped reading things like, you know, image boards simply because it felt like every other post was somebody using ChatGPT to make the post. You know, one of the things that sucks a lot, and you might actually experience this in real life, is reading emails. Emails are some of the worst offenders because it seems like everybody that uses an email service, and anytime somebody sends a professional email, it's usually almost always written with a fucking Copilot-like tool. Somebody just feeds the AI, like, these are my bullet points, the AI writes it for you, and you just feel the lack of humanity in that, right? Like, usually by the second sentence, you can probably identify what large language model used it. I'm at a point where if somebody sends me a professional email, right? Like, if you want to get, like, sponsored, if you want to, like, collaborate, if somebody sends me a professional email, and I fucking notice that AI wrote it, immediately you are on the block list, okay? Not only are you on the block list, but I probably just send that email to every other person that I've worked with, and I show them, listen, this guy is not real, okay? This is a fucking flanker. And that's pretty much what it has come down to. The internet, in my opinion, as is most online communication, slopped out to a point where it just feels like every time you're just talking to an LLM for most of it. And honestly, like, it's because of that I just have detached mostly from the internet. I've detached mostly from social media to the point where, like, again, it's just, I talk only to, like, people that I know now in real life, okay? People like Amara, people like Kyle, people like Tyler, people like Carson, people that I know as friends in reality. There are no online communications that I can have. Dude, it's to a point where, like, even if you argue with somebody online, it's like, bro, are you arguing with a human being, or are you arguing with Claude? Are you arguing with ChatGPT? There's just no point to the online stuff. Even the comment section to this video, as any video on YouTube, I have to always triple check if I'm actually, like, getting a comment from a human being or a fucking AI. And that's honestly sad. Like, it actually zaps away some of the enjoyment for me on this platform. But anyways, all of this stuff aside, Microsoft Windows 12 is not announced. It's not even leaked. It's not even hinted. If anything, if you want the real factual understanding, Microsoft is planning to fix up their operating system really hard this year, okay? Like, Windows 11 has faced so much consumer backlash, and it's faced so much shit, rightfully so, that the only logical thing Microsoft can do is
I know. Well, bro, I mean, the base is still like miles away. Whoa, what just happened? They just turned on a huge light.
What the fuck is that?
Many of us
What is that round thing?
rode around in front of this gate.
What is that? Thank you. Oh, how's the audio, by the way? Can you guys hear clearly?
Yo!
Oh my god!
Dude, what does that mean? The gate just opened.
What the?
Alright, let's go. Are they screwing with us? Yeah, they're like, still away from the gate. What the hell is that? Oh my god. Are they? I think they were just messing with us. Dude, it had to be. Oh my god. Thank you.
Is that that guy?
Dude, I can't
don't
believe
know.
that actually opened for us, like messing around. It has to be. That's crazy. Well, I want that. You know that camera that's aiming at us? What if we all move to the behind the camera and see if it turns to follow us?
Poker is played for money.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And
Yeah,
sometimes
let's go over here and let's see if the camera follows us.
Players are
let's see.
And Nate Pan using 5 community cards still. He's up in the center of the table. Sorry, I just remember from Poker Night 2 where Max kisses you on the face when you win.
I'm doing the Jerry Pinkman entry. I'll start on the other side.
With braces on?
Nah, it's not turning.
The most creative when the El Paso Dealers Union played a wrist
We've been
while
here a while.
dealing a
They probably
full
honestly
5-card hand. After a lengthy race by the insufferable Lau, the state was very definitely be paying. Use the best of 5 cards out of the 7. The 2 players to the left of the dealer close the blind. And small ants that all players must match the same. Your 2 cards are at the base of the hand. They are known as pull cards. Playing with high cards of the same suit, or cards in although any 2 cards have a winning chance. Or a chance of winning. Master Poker Night 2? I know, I have it! It's so good! We should play it after this.
Huge shout out to my Patreon tier supporters, especially to Urban Legends and Beyond, Holly Gladwin, Junior the Explorer, Christine Williams, Bobby Olmsted, Melissa Valine, Cassandra Hitt, Haunted 1821, Mr. Anderson, and Tim F.
Are nearby women experiencing the vapors? Are men clutching their billfolds like ripping scallywags? Yes? Then you've probably gone all in. After a round of betting, the first 3 community cards are...
There is an entire city in Puerto Rico.
The first 3 community cards are placed face up in the center of the table. If at any time during the flop
built by the military.
raise your hand, refrain from frivolous...
A city with its own bowling alley, its own
another round
McDonald's,
of betting...
supermarkets, housing blocks.
Of course, yeah. A 4th card is added to the community card. Another round of betting occurs. Final card is added to the community card.
Been a mall, every piece of a complete community created behind guarded gates.
So 6th card will be added to the table and was asked to leave my own game.
And then one day it was all left behind.
The final round of betting occurs. I love this stupid fucking game.
Tonight we enter
all betting is
Roosevelt
finished, or players have gone all in.
Wow, I actually can't believe this. We're at this...
Collect your winnings for the
The doors are pretty much wide open here.
Whichever
Check this out.
It's good.
Let's go up to this
Oh
plane.
shit, my card's over here. Okay, let me...
This is so cool.
Where is like a proper place?
Everything's so overgrown.
How's that?
I'm just growing right off your telephone wires. Nature is taking back everything here. It's a jungle. Not only is the abandoned American Airlines plane here, but you got the old airplane hangars there.
Alright.
Looks like that was to fix them, like a little garage for it. This is nuts. Guys, I feel like the world has ended. This is really crazy.
This is an NBA too. This is what it would look like.
It's cooked. It's cooked. It's cooked. It's cooked. It's cooked. It's cooked. It's cooked.
That's so awesome. And
I gotta get
if you
out
look
of
at
here.
that and you look at it now, it's seen some better days. That's for sure.
So yeah, 86 first flight date November 20th.
Fuck off.
So this plane probably flew for like a
Cards
decade
are
or two,
behind.
and
God
then
damn it. Where do I put myself?
because it gets too old, and what they did was they donated it to aircraft mechanical school, and that's what this plane was for.
Oh,
But
my fucking
eventually, they just left it here to rot. It has been here for God knows how many
Put my
years.
tail down.
Guys, this is why this is our biggest video. Pretty much at the end, we wanted to come and fly to Puerto Rico to see this place. This is the largest abandoned naval base in the entire, I think, world. Over 8,600 acres of just abandonment, including a whole airplane just sitting here. This is from American Airlines.
I have no fucking clue what's going on
Right now at Roosevelt Road that went abandoned in 2004 because this island called
That's what we're looking for.
Yes, that island. Pretty much they stopped their naval training at that island. And they said, we don't need to do the naval training here either anymore. We don't even need a naval base here anymore. So they shut all Roosevelt down. Which is absolutely insane to me. It's like, how much money does the U.S. have to just waste? This place you're going to see is so freaking massive. It had not only like
profanity, I did.
300 houses that are still sitting here we're going to explore. They had a hospital. They had restaurants. They had schools. Bowling alleys. They even had a McDonald's.
Please don't be good. Oh, thank God I'm out. Okay.
This place has everything. Explorers, we are here in Saba, and that's where they built Roosevelt Roads. This is, honestly, I've been to many abandoned places, but I promise you, you check on Google Maps right now, this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest abandoned explorer I've done. That's not Fukushima or Chernobyl. I love the graffiti kind of on it. It makes the plane look a little old and weird. I want to know if we can go inside this and see what we can discover. Oh, so this is the storage to put the luggage in. I'm raising a few more. Yep, our check bags were getting chucked in here and being shooken all over. I'm looking at you and comparing it to how large the airplane is. It's pretty nuts. Whoa. Here we go. Check out the mechanics stuff. Dude, holy crap. I didn't think the seats would be in here. Oh my god.
I gotta look it up
I don't think I've been in one with the seats
I'm not
still like
fucking trolling.
this.
Give me a
Look
second.
at that.
Okay, this is fine.
This is
fine.
so weird to see. Just because of, especially nowadays, all like the accidents with the flights. This looks like a movie scene.
This is good. This is good.
Bro, the car behind me is so dangerous. They almost bumped to my car's ass. I saw them swerve to the left, and I was like, what the heck? I was stopping because of the stop sign,
The wing of the plane.
and I saw them swerve to the left. That only means one thing. One thing. They found the bump my
Look how
car.
cheap that looks. It's so different. Looks like a Nintendo game console button. Like push the start
Bumping
power on.
into a student car
Wow. This is
in the
wonderful.
spring break.
I've never seen anything
When
like
they have the most free time to go outside
Done a
of
lot.
the real world and explore.
What we're doing today is it's a workout too. Like this is a big workout. We have our bags packed, water.
Alright.
I know, I feel this is like I would need
20-hour explore.
Like my best thing right now is
In the
either
cockpit.
is getting a flush
out to the wild.
But I need 2 hearts.
Saffron 2 feet.
I think I'm gonna
Captain,
go. I'm gonna
please.
go over.
Look at that. You know what's so
fucking
weird?
hearts
It's
come
like
after
you don't even really see when you fly a plane.
I will show you.
Like you really don't see much when you're flying. Yeah, like they're just flying, but they're not flying.
What the heck?
What is it? Just
$6,
all the features, right?
$6 is a whole bummy here where I live before tax.
That's what I'm
Bro,
saying.
you
They're
pay
just-
a
yeah,
whole
they're just
bummy for a gallon of gas, expensive liquid. Well, at this point, just
Yeah,
pour
but
some
it's
water.
crazy because it sounds easy, but we have
The previous chatter. Just pour some water in. You'll fucking
Roosevelt Roads
take it.
once stood as one of the
If we
strongest
can take
footprints
it,
the United
oh my
States Navy
God.
ever planted in the Caribbean. It began in the
You're
early
welcome.
1940s. The Navy wanted a massive base on Puerto Rican soil to control the Atlantic approaches. Construction moved fast. In 1943, the base came alive.
Oh, your hands suck so bad. You think this is mine?
Please don't do that to you. That means that bummy is gonna get real expensive in the future.
That brings them into
I gotta start
maybe
saying
the,
mean words.
I don't know. I've never seen that before.
Alright.
I've never seen. I don't know.
I think we called for
Oh,
really?
No, my Max plushies at the other place. Stay in.
I mean, we ain't fitting through this. I'll tell you that. Maybe yeah, maybe one of these.
I'll show you when
Yeah,
we
guys,
get
look right
to
here. It says no cigarette disposal. But back then,
Okay,
in the
maybe
80s,
get to that
you
point.
could
Oh my
smoke
God, it's so fun, my
on
Max
planes.
plushie.
Maybe
like
sure. You
place
think?
I want to show you real bad.
She's saying yeah too. So
Oh,
it's
you
like
say
you could just
please.
smoke and just chill.
You say please.
That's nuts.
You say please. That's nice.
Yeah.
See, it's not that difficult being polite at this day and age. Well, since you already said please,
This is interesting. This stuck
how
out.
about
This is
no?
what the plane,
Can you take
the
no for an
inside is
answer?
like. It's just like bags.
There's nothing
It almost
special
feels
to
like
show
little
you about the
Okay,
screen right now.
what is
That's
this
what the inside looks like.
The sunset's already set. The moon's already out.
is something you
There's
never want to
nothing
see.
pretty.
Right? Everyone's biggest fear, some of ours, is like a plane crash, right? Because this literally looks terrifying.
Dang, even from this angle. I just love the double A. Just a weird thing to see. It's so quiet.
What, are Albanians? Albinos?
I don't have the bald look.
I'm not good with English. What are Albanians?
See what's in here. I want to know what's in that building. I don't think there's anything left in any of these, but
Really?
it's just worth a shot to see what's going on. Yeah, absolutely. No, sir.
Huh?
Like, what is this? It's for a
That's a
plane.
real question.
The tail cone axis.
Okay. Oh, where's Albania? I'm not good with
It's a
geography
whole
either.
plane port just
I'm
chilling in
very,
this
very
warehouse.
bad at
This is the
geography.
airframe.
No, I don't.
Look at
Can you
these.
tell me?
See the cool